Well, good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's 5:30ish on a Sunday morning. Oh, yesterday afternoon, somehow, Patrick Okie Shaver, I'll have a link to his channel down below. He paid off the governor or something and found a way to get a package through Knoxville, Tennessee. Not an easy feat. Good job, Patrick. Anyway, he's got connections. I always knew Patrick was an important person. So I won. I was a second winner. I guess the first gentleman had not gotten in touch with him, and I won his trifecta of HC&C rabbit hole. So we're going to go over that. I also have an unusual razor that you may have seen in the thumbnail. I've only ever seen it once before, one for sale on eBay. We have a Stirling Badger Knot soaking to get things going. I'll just go ahead and tell you the rabbit hole scent off the HC&C, Hendrix Classics and Company. I think they're changing the name or whatever. I can't keep up with them. It's inspired by, on their website it states this, inspired by Nouveau Monde by Louis Vuitton. Scent features a rich, exotic blend of spicy, woozy, and floral notes, including leather, patchouli, and spices, complemented by a hint of amber. I don't know if he meant to put boozy, but it's woozy, W-O-O-Z-Y. Anyway, maybe I'm just out of the know. So that's what they state on there. I will say that off the tub, I don't know, just something, it's a little off-putting to me, but things evolve. Okay, so don't shut down yet on being interested in it. I don't know, just something a little off-putting, kind of, I don't know, musty or something. But then if you go to the splash, shake that up. Okay, now I'm getting something a little more. So the soap, once we lather it, may really come to its own. Something a little sweeter in there. And I'm not a great person to break down scents and things for you. But then when I yesterday evening or afternoon put a little on my wrist of the EDP, and I'll say that while it's not a favorite, it is a nice scent. It is good, and I can see why people would gravitate to it and like it. And it's one that I'll enjoy based on the EDP. And I will enjoy it going forward and use it probably for some time. If I get rid of it, I'll pass it on, pay it forward to somebody else. So thank you, Patrick. So we'll see how the soap evolves as well as the splash. Okay, so the razor is a Bedford razor. Very small case. Stinking 1 second. All right, you back there? I'm sorry, our lighting crew is notoriously unreliable. Always taking a break, slouching, you know. Caught him sleeping in a corner over there. I got him a cup of coffee. Hey, lighting, can we get some light? Okay, thank you. All right, very good. So we have the Bedford razor. You'll see it's a very interesting one. It's kind of an articulating one. Over here you have blades, and I have one I've already trimmed down, another spare gem. And you can see on top, if I can get it out of there, we have an original blade, and then we have two that are still in their black wrappers. So put that stuff back in there and snap that closed. And we'll take the razor out. Set that aside. So the razor itself, like I said, it's articulating. The head, first you slide this. You slide. Okay, so I know I've got to figure it out every time I use this thing. There. That's how it was in the package. So you have to flip that around. Okay, get the head up there. And then tighten this screw on the back. Okay. And then you got to slide this up. And then turn that so the little peg there doesn't get caught in that slot. And there's your razor. So turn that head a little bit and tighten it a little more. And there we go. So that's good to go. We hope. All right. So a little information on that one. Have a slurp of coffee. Here we are, 5, almost 6 minutes. Gonna be a longer video. But I'm assuming you're here because you're looking for this unusual stuff, and let me give you some information about it. Okay. So there's the Bedford razor. You see it here. Okay. And some information on it. Bedford Safety Razor Company in Bedford, Massachusetts. Trademark was first used for safety razors on or about the 24th of December 1911. Trademark filed was in January of 1912. It's a single edge, comb guard, adjustable head angle. Razor folds and handle telescopes to fit in a 3.5 by 1.25 by 3/4 inch thick case. U.S. patent number it gives you, and patent was on the 13th of February 1912, filed in January of 1911. It was Hans Christensen, Boston, Massachusetts. Advertised as late as 1918, so it kind of went off the map in 1918. So it gives you an idea of the age of it. All right. Without further ado, let's get some lather going. So they're calling for a little dusting of snow here. I don't know, inch or two maybe. And I think it was 30s overnight. All right, that's already getting a little sweeter. Just breaking the surface of it and starting to lather it. Anyway, and the temp's going to drop during the day. And then we have this Arctic front that's hitting everybody, including down in the south as far as Florida, from what I understand. So over the next several days until about Thursday, we're looking at some very low teens and actually some single digits, and all that's without any wind chill factored in. That's just actual temperature. So if you're up in Wisconsin, you're saying, hey, that ain't not cold. It ain't cold at all. Well, it is for here. So I know there's colder places, but I think everybody is getting considerably below what their normal would be. I don't seem to be getting the soap on here for some reason. I'm going to make sure I get enough, fill this Badger knob out. I know, goodness, it's a long load. Anyway, we'll see what it does. Let me rinse and clean up because I was making a mess trying to get that to soak the load. Honestly, I don't know what the deal is with the soap. I've had HC&C before, and this is not how it loads. I've had once or twice soaps that did not lather, And one much worse than this. It was a first line product, and it was a bad batch. And I'm thinking that was the case here, because this is ridiculous. Not getting any structure, it's just slop. So there you have it. That'll be something I'll discuss, because I saw that recently again on the forum. It's probably slick enough, but the soap is just not lathering properly. Almost a hair there. All right. We'll adapt and overcome, though. Let's go ahead and... I like the Bedford razor, okay? And so this would clean up even more and be sparkling. It's Stirling silver plated. I just choose to let it get any patina it wants. Yeah, this stuff is just dripping. So you can see I'm just leaning forward so it'll drip right into the sink here. And I do know how to lather soap. Check some other videos. This was not treated any different than any other soap that I load and lather. I will say that the scent is opening up more like the EDP was yesterday afternoon. Let's see if we can load a little bit more soap on here. I don't know what the deal is with it. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else had gotten this. When it was released. Let me know how it was lathering it for you. Because I can tell you this is a botched batch. My tub. Something's missing out of this. Anyway, since it was obviously a gift, which I do appreciate, I don't want to sound unappreciative, I won't reach out to HC&C, but I'm curious to if anybody else had ordered this and had an issue with it and its latherability. because clearly there's an issue with it. So as I mentioned, that does touch on a subject that's interesting, and it kind of is frustrating to me at times, but you know, I just grin and bear it and move on. But on the forum, from time to time, there'll be someone asking for an opinion about a razor, a soap, a brush, just something. And someone will mention, oh, I saw a YouTube video discuss that. And then you'll have a few people that come on. I don't listen to any of those YouTubers. I don't need to be influenced. And besides, they always love everything, get along with everything. Everything's always perfect. They're not actually, you know, good reviews. My channel's never been one to give reviews, but it's always an honest opinion on it. It's my experience on it, and I tell you the way it is. So here's a perfect example. It's not perfect. Soap's not lathering great. There's something wrong with it. The scent's not wow to me. It might be to others. That's something so subjective with different olfactory sensors for everyone. Different life experiences with people that scents will evoke a memory of. So I've never smelled the actual one this is a dupe of or homage to, whatever you want to call it. I will say this is slick. It's extremely slick soap. It's just it's not lathering, but it's enough to get the job done. So I've never smelled the original scent, and so I don't know how close it is to it. Some people may love this stuff. This razor is, I would say, an aggressive one. It did take slightly involved modifications to get the modern gem blade to work. And when I say moderate, I'll explain that in a second, when I can focus more on that instead of shaving. But anyway, yeah, people will, you know, I don't know what YouTubers they watch. Some are just looking for sponsors. And yes, we put a positive spin on anything almost. To me, you can be honest about something not working properly and still being respectful. So I'm going to assume the best. And assume Pete's unaware of this batch. I can't imagine that my tub was singled out. To be a failure. And if I got in touch with him, he probably would make good on it. But again, I'm not going to do that. Let me get a quick rinse here. But like I said, I don't know what YouTubers are watching. The ones with 80,000 subscribers that you know have bought their subscribers and are living on freebies sent to them, or others. I mean, there's been some recently that took a stand, actually. I'm not going to get into all the drama of that, on someone they felt was trying to direct them on what to do for a review. And they pushed back. No, they're going to be honest about the situation. So even then, there was a little bias towards trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, where we don't know if it was warranted. And I'm not getting into all that, like I said. But as a whole, it seems like people just, YouTubers, they're not honest. Not true, not true, not all. You can't, like any category, you can't stereotype everybody because of a few that you've seen. Okay, so the blade is a gem blade. You have to de-spine it. So you take the spine off the back. You have to use a metal nibbler some off the side. You can see how it's got the little thing on that side, but no notch on that side. It's because I had to take some off of one side to narrow it. Also had to nibble off the back so that it would sit back. And this one just sticks out a little further than the original blade. So it's got a little bit more exposure than the original blade was intended to. You push up on these two triangles on the bottom, which raises that bar, and that's how you slide the blade in and out. So already showed you how how it comes apart. So basically, again, you see the little nub there and the slot there. So I'm going to turn this to match that, and then that slides down. We loosen this screw, which I snugged up pretty snug because I didn't want it to slide down on me. And I always have trouble after I've shaved to loosen that, but there we go. So you loosen that, and it flops down. And which way does it go? I think it goes that way, that way. And then it, oh, did I get the wrong side? Yep, the blade slid out. Okay, so, and it sits in there. Let's get these blades slid back in and close that. There you go. Everything's in it. What a fiasco today, huh? All right, let's hit it with the splash here. Yes, it's a longer video. My apologies. But trying to cover everything and be honest. And I will say that for transparency, HC&C are not my favorite splashes. I would find something else because it's just sticky, tacky, exactly what I don't like in a splash. Too much glycerin or something in there. I'm not a chemist. I don't do that stuff, but not a favorite of mine. I will hit it with the EDP later because that was pleasant, and I'll enjoy that. So there you have it. Again, I do appreciate it, Patrick, you sending that to me. This stuff wasn't lathering for me at all. If you had this and had trouble with it, let me know. If you had this and you had no trouble with it, let me know as well. I'll try it again with a synthetic, but that was not because of the Badger. It just was not getting this open. It was not building at all. And I have other, HC&Cs like Opulence, Harbinger, and Gunslinger. They lather like nobody's business, so something's wrong with this one. Anyway, may end up giving that away to somebody that wants it, as well as the splash, because they're not my favorites, and I probably would let this go with it just because it's a set. we'll keep it together. But that's it. I'm going to enjoy it for a little bit. I do appreciate it, Patrick. Again, I'm looking for other people's opinions on how they managed with the rabbit hole. Okay, that's it. 25 minutes. Sorry it went long, but it be what it be. How about we'll go out with a dad joke or two, right? You know, people say that they pick their noses. Me, I kind of feel like I was just born with mine. So there's one for you. Oh, and I do have a great joke on job. See, I blew it. I've got a great joke about construction, but I'm working on it. Okay. And the other one, well, that's enough. Let me let you go. Dave in Kentucky. Hope you enjoyed the Bedford razor shave. An unusual one. Be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.